Hi everyone, it's Jessica. Thank you for joining me today. So today I have a Halloween scrapbooking layout for you, and I am working off of this pattern from Pinterest. It is a page map sketch, and I just really love all of the different clusters on it. And so I'm going to try to do some of that here with my October Color Rush Studio kit. Now in the month of October, I am a guest designer for Color Rush Studio, and so I'm really excited to be playing with these pattern papers here. At this point, I'm not really sure which of them I'm going to use, but I did pull them, especially this fun house one, because these are photos of my kids from Halloween sitting on the front porch, and I thought it would be kind of fun to pull that house element into it. So since it was a page map sketch, I didn't really have any dimensions. I did my best guess. I cut this piece here at 10 inches by 6 inches. And then this fun purple spiderweb piece I cut at 7.5, also by 10 inches. And I'm just going to layer them like so over my piece of white cardstock. And on the sketch, it does show that those photos are 3 by 3, and then the longer one is 3 by 5. Now, when I was cutting my photos, I felt like I was going to cut too much out of my one that has all 3 kids in it. So I did kind of modify that a little bit. And my photo is cut to 3.5 inches by 5 inches, which meant that I made the other 3 pictures also 3.5 inch squares. So mine's going to be just a little bit different, but that's kind of the fun thing about working off of a sketch, is that you can make it work for you. Now, part of the October kit from Color Rush Studio includes these really awesome sparkly acrylic pieces. And so I've got 2 of them there that are the spider web, and I want to put them together to make a bigger spider web. I also have in the same black sparkle acrylic a couple of bats, and so I thought that would be a good thing to use as well. And then there are a ton of die cuts that come in this October kit. So if you didn't catch my unboxing video, make sure that you check that out. I'll leave it linked in the description box down below. That way you can see all of the different things that you have to work with for these Halloween layouts. They're so fun. So I just went through and pulled a couple of the tags that came with those die cuts, and I'm trying to mimic what it shows on that sketch, but I just am really not liking this. And so I did spend a little bit of time trying to make it work the way that the sketch showed. And I moved a few things around to different places. I don't know, it just felt like it was really busy and also kind of getting lost in that house pattern paper. So I tried moving it up to the top so it was in the white space. I really didn't love that either, putting the spider web down in the bottom. Nope, I want to put my journaling down there. I don't really love that. I don't know. So at this point, because I was starting to get a little frustrated, one of the things that I like to do when I get a little stumped as far as embellishing is just turn my attention to something that I do know. And what I do know is that I want to corner round this spiderweb paper, and also I want to map my photos because they also were getting a little lost in the busyness of the papers. And so I just kind of took a little break, did the things I knew that I needed to do, and then I came back to the embellishing process later. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't use my corner rounder as much as I used to way back in the day. And when I do, I'm kind of reminded of how much I like it. So I think I might make a point to pull it out of my drawer of my desk a little bit more often. I think this is just a really fun little touch to have those rounded corners. Okay, so again, the sketch shows it coming this way with the photos kind of hanging down below that paper. And then I'm thinking about maybe moving the spider web down just a little bit so it's touching the photo. Again, you know, just returning to this part of the process after matting my photos and kind of giving myself a little bit of a break. I like having the 3 black acrylic pieces spread around the page, but I still am not quite loving it. So I turned my attention to some of these foam stickers that came in the kit, and I just started kind of looking for something that I could use as a title. And there is a little cute little jack-o'-lantern in there, but I already have those in the photos. And here is about where I discovered that October 31st. And I thought, oh my gosh, it looks like it was made to go in that spot, that little space off to the side of my son's picture. It is the perfect size. And I knew, and this was from Halloween, you know, that was the date. So I knew immediately that that was going to be the winner. The one thing I do like about having these stickers on that clear backing piece is that you can cut them out and lay them down and see exactly what it's going to look like without having that commitment just yet. So I really love cutting apart these little stickers and testing them that way. All right, I still want to try doing something with those little tags like it shows on the sketch. So when I went back to all of my die cut pieces that came in the kit, there was this one here, and it just had like a bunch of little banner flags on it that were actually attached together. They have some little perforation marks. You tear them apart. And so I'm going to do that and trim off the dovetail end and then kind of clean up the edges from where those perforations were. And I've just pulled one that is a black pattern and then one that is kind of a brighter, darker purple than what I have going in that spider web paper. And I think that that's just a really fun punch of color. My daughter has a lot of purple in her dress, so I was really trying to kind of play up that color in this layout, and I think that this is going to work really well. Okay, so again, turning to my stickers here, cutting some things apart. Now that I've added that pinkish purple up in the flag, I want to bring it in somewhere else as well. So there's this cute little oval tiny sticker and it says the word boo in that same purple color. So I'm going to play around with trying to fit that in somewhere. It doesn't end up staying over here to the left, but I do end up using that later just so that I can have that color one more time. Okay, and I think that's going to be it for the stickers. So I'll go ahead and set those to the side. I kind of briefly consider a few of them. There is a little bit more of that pinkish purple on there, but nothing that's really going to work. So when I was putting them away, I did spot this tag. This tag will be perfect because it is that same color that I have been searching for. And I really love the way it looks layered up over here. And then that way I can put my bat just coming a little bit over it. That is one thing that I have learned about doing some embellishment clusters is that if you can get a couple of the pieces touching, then that really helps to make them look a little bit more cohesive. So I like the fact that my bat can rest on top of that. And then with that same idea in mind, what I did is I trimmed off the top of that top little banner flag that I had because some of it was coming off the top of my cardstock there. And so I had that little scrap left. I just cut another dovetail end into the bottom of it so that it didn't go into the trash can and it became a usable piece. I'm going to tuck it under this bottom photo here and then use that little boo sticker to sit on top of it. So again, just anywhere that I can kind of make a few things touch, I think that that helps to make those embellishment clusters a little bit more cohesive. I will carry on gluing everything down to the page. Now for the acrylic pieces, what I like to do, sometimes I use liquid glue, but often on acrylic pieces, I find that glue dots work really well. And so I pulled a couple of glue dots out and stuck them to the back of my bats and also to the back side of that spider web. And I find that that holds really well to the page, although I think liquid glue would work too, but I think tape adhesive probably is not the best. Okay, then I had that tag over there and I did want to put something through the top of the hole on there. Now, one of the cool things about the kit from Color Rush Studio is that you get what is called frazzles and ribbon. There are 4 of them that come in the kit and they are ribbons or pieces of fabric that are kind of rolled together. It's just a really fun texture element that you get to play with when you're working with all these different pattern papers and die cuts. So I was trying to get it through my hole in the tag, which is actually not too small. Like I figured that the hole was big enough to work, but I found that I was starting to fray that fabric by trying to shove the ribbon through. So what I did was I took a piece of washi tape and I just very tightly wrapped it around the end of my ribbon, kind of like the end of a shoelace. There's a word for that little metal piece or plastic piece, and now I can't think of what it is, but I did that same kind of idea like on the end of a shoelace. Wove it through that hole and then finished tying things off, and so that worked out really well. So there's just a little idea for you if ever you're struggling to get something through a tag in the same way that I was. All right, guys, I'm going to have a couple of other projects coming out next week, and I just have had a lot of fun playing with this October kit from Color Rush Studio. Again, I am a guest designer in the month of October, so I would like to thank Color Rush Studio for giving me the opportunity community. I've never done something like this before, so it has been a lot of fun. All right, I hope you found something inspiring, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting. Bye.